Welcome to Core Concepts for Open Architecture AV Design. This course will prepare you to choose, install, and program composer-based DSP systems manufactured by Symetrix. The course is broken into 16 chapters. You can watch them in any order, but must complete the first 15 before building your final site file in Chapter 16 and earning certification. To start, we will review the hardware options available in the Composer series from Symetrix. The learning objectives for this chapter are: review 3 digital signal processors, DSPs, that make up the Composer series and compare their features. Explore options for expanding inputs, outputs, and control when using Prism, Radius NX, and Edge DSPs. Discover the range of optional modules available for each DSP, including Dante, acoustic noise cancellation, USB cards, and more. Describe how the XIO XLR series sets a new standard for endpoint performance and durability. Differentiate between ARC series, W series, and T series remote controls for composer-based systems. The Composer series includes 3 digital signal processors, or DSPs. The Prism, the Radius NX, and the Edge, sometimes referred to as Edge frame. Each can be ordered in various I/O, Dante, and special use configurations to optimize performance and flexibility for projects of any size. Each can be ordered with or without Dante network capabilities. Acoustic noise cancellation can be added to the Radius NX. Special use I/O cards can be used with Radius NX and the Edge. External I/O expanders can be combined with DSPs to scale systems and control external third-party devices. 3 families of remote controls are manufactured by Symetrix for use with Composer Series DSPs: ARC Series wall panels, W Series controllers, and T Series touchscreens. We'll look at each of these in detail. The first DSP in the Composer series we'll look at is the Prism. It is ideally suited for applications requiring powerful, extremely cost-effective advanced signal processing with expansion via 128-channel Dante port. Each configuration differs only in its number of analog inputs and outputs. The Prism DSP's power and delay memory are comparable to Radius and Edge DSPs, which we will talk about shortly. As with all other Symetrix digital signal processors and audio accessories, state-of-the-art sound quality was a primary Prism design objective. Prism 4x4 is powered over Ethernet using a PoE Plus injector included with each product or by a user-supplied PoE Plus switch. Prism 8x8, 12x12, and 16x16 use an agency-approved, universal input voltage, 65-watt, power supply which is included with the product. The ARC port on the rear panel of the Prism DSP connects to the Symetrix line of ARC wall panels, which we'll discuss later in this chapter. Dante networks provide low-latency network audio utilizing off-the-shelf switches. Prism's gigabit Dante port supports 64 transmit and 64 receive channels. The Ethernet port is used for initial programming, control, and monitoring of the DSP over IP. Prism logic outputs are used to drive external LEDs, relays, media servers, projectors, camera controllers, or most any device capable of responding to simple logic commands. External control inputs are used to trigger events or behaviors, examples of which include audio muting, music ducking, or volume control, and preset changes. Each of the 4 external control inputs can be programmed to respond to 2 switch closures or the change in resistance of a single potentiometer. Prism analog audio inputs accept mic or line level signals with 5 nominal gain settings, plus/minus 24 dB of digital trim, mute, 48-volt phantom power, and signal inversion. Prism balanced analog line outputs are trimmed over a +12 to -72 dB range and mute. Half-rack Prism 4x4 units have 2 mounting options, surface mount and rack mount. Mounting kits are sold separately. Prism, and all other Composer-enabled DSPs, host a password protection-capable, embedded web server which is accessible using mobile devices, tablets, or computer browsers. Prism DSPs are available in non-Dante versions as well, for installations that require powerful, open architecture DSP solutions, but do not require digital networked audio. These Prism configurations provide even more accessible pricing for some systems. Radius NX 4x4, Radius NX 12x8, and Edge DSPs are unique in several respects. All three products support 128-channel Dante redundancy. They're equipped with dual-port, 10 to 100 gigabit network switches. Note that the Radius NX is gigabit only. Also note that they both accept special-purpose input-output option cards. The Radius NX is suited for installations large and small, including houses of worship, K-12 and higher education, government facilities, corporate meeting spaces, commercial, shopping and hospitality areas, ballrooms, entertainment venues, performing arts facilities, and some home theater, broadcast, and production environments. The real power of the Radius NX series is in its configurability for conferencing applications as well as its more robust processing capability in contrast to Prism and Edge DSPs. The AEC coprocessor module for Radius NX provides up to 8 single-core or 16 dual-core channels of full bandwidth acoustic echo canceling. The card can be ordered at the same time as the DSP or afterward and is field installable. The Radius 4x4 has 4 analog mic line inputs, 4 analog line outputs, and 2 external control inputs. The Radius NX 4x4 has 4 logic outputs, an RS-232 port, and a dual-port 1000 base T switch. Both Radius NX models and the Edge DSP have a dual-port gigabit Dante switch, an ARC wall panel port, and utilize an IEC universal power input. The Radius NX features a USB audio port to support 8x8, 2x2, or 1x1 speakerphone functionality. The front panel of the Radius NX has a single momentary push button that is used to cycle through the dashboard and system pages or dismiss a fault notification. A short press scrolls through the menus or dismisses a fault notification. A long press toggles between the dashboard and system pages. The front panel display indicates system parameters, level meters for analog inputs, analog outputs, USB I/O, and expansion card I/O, as well as detailed system information including device name, IP address, etc. Radius NX 12x8 features 12 analog mic line inputs, 8 analog line outputs, and 4 external control inputs. It also features 8 logic outputs, an RS-232 port, and a dual-port 1000 base T switch. Like the 4x4, the Radius NX 12x8 also features a USB audio port. The Edge is best suited for applications requiring highly flexible or diverse audio input and output configurations. Edge supports 4 customizable input-output option cards and by default has no analog inputs or outputs. Radius NX 4x4 and Radius NX 12x8 support a single special-purpose I/O option card in addition to their analog inputs and outputs. I/O option cards for Radius and Edge DSPs currently include the following: a 4-channel analog input card featuring mic and/or line-level inputs, 48-volt phantom power at 10 mA, signal matching, 5 analog gain settings, plus/minus 24 decibels of digital trim and extended dynamic range analog to digital converters greater than 115 dB. The 4-channel analog output card delivers high output levels for long cable runs. Up to plus 24 dBu, digital trim, plus 12 dB to full off range. And extended dynamic range digital to analog converters greater than 117 dB. The 4-channel digital input card has 2 stereo pairs. Pro or consumer standards, AES-EBU or SPDIF. Flexible output sample rates, defaults to 48 kHz. Output trim ranged from 12 dB to full off. The 4-channel digital output card has 2 stereo pairs. Pro or consumer standards, AES-EBU or SPDIF. Flexible output sample rate defaults to 48 kHz or can be externally clocked from 12 to 192 kHz. Output trim is from plus 12 dB to full off. The 4-channel AEC input card offers wideband processing, zero latency direct outputs, and discrete reference inputs per AEC channel. AEC processing is available to the card's direct inputs or internally routed sources. 11 milliseconds AEC latency, up to 300 millisecond tail length, and greater than 100 dB per second convergence time. The two-line analog telephone interface card has two PSTN (POTS) lines with telco connections via RJ11. The card delivers desk-set functionality including answer, dial, redial, speed dial, ignore, and decode. It also allows caller ID, progress detect, monitor line status and faults, and more. The VoIP card natively integrates with Cisco, Avaya, and Asterisk SIP-based call platforms. It supports narrow and wideband audio codecs. It is easy to deploy and manage with best-in-class administration. This card offers market-leading open standards interoperability, high-definition voice quality, and a superior unified communications experience. There are multiple control options including Symetrix SimView application builder and extensive third-party control support. The USB interface card supports 8x8 USB audio, bridging computer-based soft codecs or recording and playback software to the expansive Dante network audio ecosystem. It adds up to 16 channels of USB audio I/O to a Radius DSP, 8 on board natively, and an additional 8 with the USB card. On the Edge DSP, with 4 cards installed, there are up to 64 channels of USB I/O. Multiple distinct modes of operation include 2 speakerphone modes for conferencing, along with a 2x2 and 8x8 line I/O mode for multi-track recording and playback. Speakerphone and 2x2 line modes are driverless, Class 1 USB for quick and problem-free plug-and-play connectivity and provide the ability to utilize a soft codecs AEC or disable it in favor of Symetrix's award-winning AEC. 8x8 line I/O mode utilizes Class 2 USB. Windows ASIO drivers are included. A high-retention, Type B USB connection provides a robust and standard direct connection between the DSP and computer. XIO analog expanders are used with Prism, Radius NX, and Edge DSPs and are set up and controlled using Composer software and connected via Dante. XN4, XOUT4, and XIO 4x4 are powered via PoE through the same RJ45 connectors used to transmit and receive Dante network audio. The source of power can be a user's supplied PoE network switch or a universal input voltage PoE injector which is provided with the products. The XIO Bluetooth and XIO XLR wall plates are powered via PoE through the same RJ45 connectors used to transmit and receive Dante network audio. The source of power can be a user's supplied PoE network switch or a universal input voltage PoE injector which is not included. Because they have no internal switches, XN4, XOUT4, and XIO 4x4 must be connected to the switch Dante ports of Radius NX, Edge, XN12, XOUT12, or a user's supplied gigabit network switch. XN4 accepts 4 microphone or line-level signals. Offers plus 48 volts phantom power at 10 mA, 5 analog gain settings, and extended dynamic range, analog to digital converters greater than 115 dB. XOUT4 delivers high output levels for long cable runs and extended dynamic range D/A converters greater than 117 dB. XIO 4x4 has 4 analog mic/line inputs and 4 outputs. Analog inputs include plus 48 volts phantom power at 10 mA, 5 analog gain settings, and extended dynamic range, analog to digital converters greater than 115 dB. Analog outputs deliver high output levels for long cable runs and extended dynamic range, digital to analog converters greater than 117 dB. XN4, XOUT4, and XIO 4x4 have 2 mounting options, surface mount and rack mount. The mounting kits are sold separately. XN12 and XOUT12 Dante-enabled analog expanders have gigabit dual Dante ports which can be used in switched or redundant modes and connect directly to Radius NX and Edge DSPs. XN12 and XOUT12 can be daisy-chained using up to 10 units with no external network switch. XN12 accepts up to 12 mic or line level signals, provides plus 48 volts phantom power at 10 milliamps, 5 analog gain settings, and extended dynamic range. Analog to digital converters greater than 115 dB. XOut12 provides 12 analog line outputs delivering high output levels for long cable runs and extended dynamic range, digital to analog converters, greater than 117 dB. The Symetrix XIO Bluetooth family of PoE-powered Dante endpoints are the perfect addition to any project needing flexible, wall-mounted connectivity with world-class audio performance. Available in black or white, the XIO Bluetooth family has a clean, sleek design and is compatible with standard Decora faceplates. The family consists of two models, the XIO Bluetooth for those needing simple convenient Bluetooth I/O in a single gang form factor, and the XIO Bluetooth RCA 3.5 which adds additional flexibility in the form of stereo RCA and 3.5mm analog I/O for the connection of user-supplied devices. Using a modern, full-featured Bluetooth 5.0 chipset, the XIO Bluetooth family offers extended range and a stable connection. These devices are fully controllable using Symetrix remotes, touchscreen panels, or user devices. The XIO Bluetooth is perfect for conferencing, hospitality, education, or house of worship use. The XIO XLR series of performance endpoints feature studio-grade analog-digital converters and transparent mic preamps with up to 51 dB of gain, adjustable in 3 dB increments. The units are Dante-enabled with sampling rates up to 96K. XIO XLR devices are powered by PoE and are simple to integrate with drag-and-drop design in Composer. Customizable front panel RGB LEDs and programmable control buttons allow for monitoring and management of any system parameter. The XIO XLR series is constructed of die-cast zinc with exacting tolerances. It is Decora compatible and comes in premium white and black finishes. ARC wall panels are simple and cost-effective ways for end users to control Symetrix DSPs. ARCs are programmed with Composer to control a DSP's volume, mute, source selection, presets, send network control commands, and more. Symetrix DSP ARC ports are capable of directly powering and communicating with several ARCs in a daisy chain configuration using standard Cat5e or higher cabling, or a home run configuration using an ARC PSE. Please refer to the ARC Power Calculator and ARC Network Design Tech tips on our website for more information on installing and powering ARC remotes. ARC 3 features a bright, graphic OLED display that enhances readability and usability and can be programmed with up to 32 menus, each with 32 items, supporting multilingual character sets and icons. ARC 3 may be flush-mounted in a US or Euro single-gang in-wall electrical box, or surface-mounted. ARC 2E displays up to 24 menus each with up to 16 items and mounts in a single-gang North American electrical box. The 8-character backlit display supports up to 31 scrolling characters. ARC K1E features a push-button rotary encoder typically functioning as either one or two separate volume controls. An 8-segment LED ladder displays levels. Additional LEDs indicate which of the two controls is active. ARC SW4E's 4 switches are programmable as momentary, latched, or radio buttons. Corresponding tricolor LEDs provide user feedback. LEDs may be linked to buttons or programmed separately. ARC EX4E is a low-cost way to expand the capabilities of ARC K1Es and ARC SW4Es by combining up to 4 with an ARC K1E or up to 3 with an ARC SW4E. Please note that ARC EX4E cannot be used standalone or combined with an ARC 2E. RC3 is a basic analog remote control for systems requiring only a single point of volume control. RC3 is wired to DSP external control inputs and programmed using Composer. ARC PSE provides RS485 control and power distribution in systems utilizing several ARCs or in situations where ARCs must be located excessively far away from a DSP unit. xControl provides additional external control inputs and outputs for Composer-enabled DSPs and is especially useful in conferencing and paging applications. Each of the 8 external control inputs may be configured to accept 1 potentiometer or 2 switches. The 16 logic outputs may be used to drive LEDs, external relays, or contact closure ports. Either of the 2 RS-232 ports may be configured to receive commands from third-party control systems or issue commands to third-party control systems. xControl's 10100 Ethernet port connects to a control network or directly to a DSP. Utilizing PoE, xControl may be mounted wherever convenient and connected to the control network using a single Cat5e or higher cable. The IP and PoE-based W-Series remotes dramatically increase the number of control devices that can be added to a Composer-based system. With an OLED display and dedicated knobs and buttons, the W-Series remotes provide standard IP communication over Ethernet, creating a single standardized infrastructure, and come in both US and Euro sizes. Available in 4 configurations, the controls of the W-Series may be used for source selection, volume, mute, preset recalls, and more for any Composer-based Symetrix DSP. Ideal for houses of worship, hospitality, education, performance or live sound, and conferencing spaces, the W-Series remotes have set a new standard for IP controllers in terms of both functionality and overall construction quality. The T-Series leverages the award-winning SymView graphic user interface authoring technology, allowing control screens to be created, tested, and simulated before being deployed. Multiple pages, custom controls, backgrounds, logos, and more can be created quickly and easily. Control screens can be designed with any language and font, empowering designers to create perfect designs for their target users in their native language. A variety of screens can be quickly designed using Symetrix Composer and SymView software, then exported to a system. There are no additional licensing fees for deploying multiple control screens. Symetrix touchscreens fit in any US or Euro double-gang receptacle and are designed to fit with any decor. There is no need for external power supplies, since Symetrix touchscreens are powered over Ethernet. In summary, Prism is ideal for applications requiring powerful, yet extremely cost-effective advanced signal processing. Radius and Edge DSPs can support 128, 64 by 64 channel Dante redundancy when optioned and accept special-purpose I/O cards. The AEC coprocessor module for Radius NX provides up to 8 single-core or 16 dual-core channels of full bandwidth acoustic echo canceling. XIO analog expanders can be used with Symetrix Radius, Prism, and Edge DSPs. Arc wall panels are simple controls for Symetrix DSPs. xControl provides additional external control inputs and outputs for use with Composer Series DSPs. The W-Series of remote controls provides customizable buttons, rotary encoders, and menus that make system operation easy for end users. The XIO XLR series sets a new standard for performance endpoints with durable construction and sample rates up to 96K. T-Series touchscreens are available in 3 sizes and can deliver multiple customized control screens with no licensing fee.